support, man.
All right, man. Look, I'm gonna go ahead and set the timer, man, and we can go.
Hey, Dre, my bad. I just saw your text, yo.
Oh, it's all good. I got back in.
So I'm recording now.
All right, so I'm gonna do it. All right, so here we go. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Yo, 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 yo.
Yes.
Yo.
Yeah.
Quarantine has
Gemix, what's happening?
What's on? We are blessed today. But you know what? So many times, somebody might say, or a friend or a family of the show, but we are really joined by friends and family of the show with very special guests, Adst of Adst Media, of Adst Music Conglomerate, of Adst about to take over shit.
I wish. We getting there.
Mm-hmm.
We getting there.
A priest of Nomad. We had a pleasure of interviewing last year. Congratulations on your anniversary of your album.
Thank you, brother. Thank y'all.
Right, and
Definitely.
we are by Rare Essence member, Go-Go member, Killa Cal.
Absolutely.
On the Gemix, we definitely appreciate
Animal.
Glad to
That's
be here, bro.
MC extraordinaire,
Yeah.
Killa Cal,
Glad to
the
be here.
animal.
Glad to be here with family, man.
That's the
Yeah,
MVP
man.
right there.
Yeah, man. No doubt.
Love, man.
Not forget Mr. Film Mix, Cornell West Theory. You feel me? Let the dirt say amen.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Amen. On the
Let the
dad.
weed say amen.
Fruity. It's fruity. It's fruity. I can smell it and taste it.
It's that blueberry slim. I need that cookies, John.
What is this? This is kosher kush.
Oh, okay.
They said it was fruity. I like fruity tasting herbs.
Yeah.
I figured try it.
I'm
Nice.
my most sativa.
Yeah. What you sipping on, man?
Well, I'm this mimosa. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that's another one of my favorites. I got some leftover mimosa right here.
Nice.
So fellas, man, how y'all doing? How's been treating you all? What's the haps, man?
Man, happy to be here, man. Happy to be here with family.
Yeah, no doubt. Same
Yes,
here,
sir.
man. Doing good. Just working this single. You know, we like what, week and a half into it now. So just
Nice.
trying to get the word out to the masses and let people know what's going on with this dope collabo that we got going on right now.
What's that single, bro? What's that single? I'm sorry.
It's called Good Lord 2. You know what I'm saying? It's called Good Lord 2. So, featuring some of the most dopest MCs from the area, and it's kind of funny how it's built around it because, as I said before, really ADST Media started with these three men minus Nonchalant. So it's kind of like a homecoming and a homage, you know what I'm saying, in a sense, to be able to rock out with these gentlemen, because these guys are the men that believed in me. So we had to do something special.
Absolutely.
Right. And that's for those that listened to the show last week, we premiered.
I taped it. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. So one thing that we very much appreciate from ADST, from you, Andre, is your craft. Your love for hip hop, the artists that you work with. Not because you send them our way, we definitely appreciate that too, but because it's good music, it's good hip hop.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Our first time to interview you with others as opposed to someone else and you. So why don't you go ahead and humble brag a little bit? Tell about this too, man. Go ahead and brag a little bit, man.
I mean, it's so funny, man. I was doing hip hop when it was Bama shit, and it's so funny because shout out to Cal because he got me on that Clubhouse joint, and it's just facts as far as like hearing the history of music. But I was in my little silo with my friends. I was doing music when I was like in my teenage years, and then I had a seed, so I started rocking with music till about 2014, 2015. I just got back into it, just trying to learn my craft, and then just shit was just different. And then when I went out, I did a beat battle with Standard at Live before it shut down. It opened my eyes to like how the game was, and I just studied everybody there that night and just kept working at it. And then I want to say Wow. Let's see here. I mean, Cal, I met on IG. Priest, you know, I've seen Priest in passing. Um, and then as far as with Tim, I met Tim at actually his video shoot for Tab Water Babies. You know what I'm saying? Black Indian hooked us up, who was on the first Good Lord. But I just been working on my craft. I was doing beat battles, battling niggas in the city, just trying to, you know, get my name up and just trying to get my reputation up. And then I dropped a lot of singles. I dropped Definition of Doubt, which was like my first feature-length album in 2018. I got a lot of burn with it, and then people were just seeing what I was doing for myself. So again, shout out to Nonchalant. Nonchalant had a song called Rod Trina Non. It was her, Rod the MC, and can work Katrina, and she was like, "Yo, can you help me work this song?" And so that's how we started rocking. And she took me everywhere around the city. She got me in the places that I wouldn't have got access to, and I started being like her co-DJ, a hype man, you know. So I was like doing that, doing drumming, you know, finger drumming on stage at her shows and stuff. And she got me a lot of exposure. And from there, it went to Tim. And so I just been building like that. So I kind of took a step back from myself as a producer. And I don't know if y'all, and I know this is your platform, but I've said this in a couple of interviews, but I don't know if y'all rock with Talib Kweli with the People's Party, but he had Bun B on there. Y'all ever watch that joint at all?
Every now and then. Every now
Okay.
and then.
All right. So Bun B said this. Bun B said, and actually I put it up on one of my pages. He was just like, you know, sometimes like people starting the game as one way and they end up in another way. And he was using Andre Harrell, and he was just saying, because a lot of people don't know Andre was, you know, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. He was an artist.
True.
And so, right. And so he's just like, sometimes some people are better, and I'm not saying I'm better at this, because I'm learning. Like trust me, all of this was on the go internship with everybody, just like learning, like, you know, for example, with learning with Tim. You know what I'm saying? Between Tim and Question Mark, that's how I got into Radio One. You know what I'm saying? And I bridged that to get Priest in there to Radio One.
If I may, Andre,
Yeah.
You always do go through the humble route, but you know, one of the things you said, I thought it's a jewel for a lot of artists, and it stood out to me. And every time we speak to you, this always stands out to me. Mm-hmm. You say, you know, people saw me doing what I'm doing, and they took me under their wing. People don't take somebody under their wing just because.
Right.
I want you to understand that. You know what I mean? There's something about you that they saw, because Nonchalant, she been in the business industry, like in this industry for how long? But she's able to recognize, this dude is about his business. He's doing things like it's supposed to be done.
Yeah.
I can put him on my team because he knows what's going on. He's gonna get it done.
Yeah.
And I can trust him. So before she approached, she already had made her mind. And I know her too, so I know. So that's a big jewel right there. Like, a lot of people get access to a lot of artists, but when people take you under their wing, it's not just because you're talented and you're committed and you're professional and you work hard.
Yeah.
And this is what we know. So like, you earned that spot. Don't think for a second.
Right. No, I got you. My greatest.
I think that's a big jewel to take away from anybody listening that wants to like really get ahead. That's the jewel right there. What you just said. I didn't want to like go without kind of making that point, because what you do is serious and it's hard work.
Oh yeah, it's hard and lonely, but I would say this. The great moment with her was we was doing this show at Constitution Hall, right? And we opened up, you know, it was like like an old school joint. I hate saying that word, but it was like us. It was Cool, MC Light, Houdini, Dana Dane. And this show was crazy. It was like in June last year, man. And so Nam was like, "Where you from?" And I was like, "Oxon Hill." And the whole fucking place went crazy, dog. That shit gave me chills, dog. Like, I was like, oh shit. But so shout out to Nam. But so absolutely. I kind of like took a step back as a producer, and you know, the artists kind of like have been like my muse because I believed in all of them. I love, and I'm a fan of all of them, and I just wanted to help them as far as being able to increase their, you know, their range, their reach. So, you know, shout out to Cal. You know, I appreciate him. You know, shout out to, you know, Tim. You know what I'm saying? You know, we did work with the Jim Vance joint. You know what I'm saying? You know, shout out. You know, of course, you know, the work with Priest. You know, so it's just been great, and so I'm like every day trying to find like, yo, how to do things differently, you know, and just get our music outside of this area and to be respected as well.
Yeah, yeah, you're doing a good job.
A great job.
No, it's not easy. You're doing.
Let me add something to this real quick. I think the thing that separates the situation with Dre from a lot of is that he has the ability to see the long game and not just work for temporary, you know, accolades or immediate accolades. A lot of the stuff that we're doing is seed planting. That we're not going to really see the immediate return. Like, and the thing is that for each of our projects, there's been gains made, right? So where we were when Jim Vance and Can't Lose the Soul came out, we're much further now than that because everybody's project has been used to gain access for the betterment of everybody.
Yeah.
And that's what you don't see a lot. I think that mentality is one of the keys, is that, yeah, Tim may get some things that I don't get, or Cal may get some things or I may get some things that Cal don't get in one area, or he may get some things I don't get in a lot of other areas. But everything and people making these connections, right, through the entities, I think it benefits all of us. And we're all humble enough to appreciate that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, we learn, we're adding strategy to every time we come out with something. It's a better strategy.
Yeah.
So now that's amalgamated to the point where now with Good Lord 2, I think it's done as much for a single, like in the first week, than a lot of us have done up to this point, which has been, you know, an amalgamation of all the work that's been done up until this point.
Yeah, and so with Good Lord too, just to hop on that. So it's like now and like, you know what I mean, Cal got something he about to drop right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm excited to then take that and use what I've learned to help push him. And also you know, it's just like what I tell people is you all are helping each other, but you don't know. And so that's what I've done. Like Nonchalant opened the door, right? So because of that door, it helped him get into a door. I knew, you know, we didn't mention question mark, but then question mark helped me get into this door. As far as also we're getting in with Radio One, which helped Priest, which then also ended up like me like connecting with like Rico Anderson and Kid Capri. You see what I'm saying? So everybody's helping everybody, and I'm just like, yo, I just want to be to get the access, get the information. I'm not saying be the plug, but I just know that if I could do this, it's going to help. You know what I'm saying? The next person. So I know shout out to Black Earth. You know, it helped with them. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
With them, and so with them, and so you know, yeah. So with them, you know, they're in a different lane, but it's all the same. And so what I did was, I don't know if y'all checked out my website, adst.media, but like I told Priest, I was like, yo, I'm gonna create this website because we doing so much stuff that nobody necessarily may be seeing, or like, because you know when you want social media, it's like you swiping up and swiping down, so it's not gonna be imprinted. But I said if I create this website, because I know that if I'm like shopping music and I put, okay, my name's Andre St. Clair, here's my website, what you gonna do? You're gonna go to the website. So when you go to the website, what you gonna see? You're gonna see Cal. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see Nonchalant. You're gonna see Tim. And then you're like, all right, press. So you seeing everything that everybody's doing. And so it's like, even though I may not be necessarily interested in Tim, but I'm interested in Cal, damn, he associated with all this shit. So that's why I was saying everybody's like connected, and I try to leverage everybody to help the next person. So now it's like, yeah, so like now Cal up next. So it's like, yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing I'm gonna do that I did for myself with Cal, and I know Cal gonna open up doors you know, for the next person, and it just keeps on growing. So that's like my concept, and I try to get people to buy in with that.
And we all gonna ride. So when now Cal's coming up, I'm behind him. Tim's behind him. Everybody, like, you know what I mean? Let's all converge and let's help this brother get success.
Yeah,
you know
and Cal is superstar. You know, you know, we can say with a man that got sung out with Snoop Dogg. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
So, hey, Cal, you.
I always say about Snoop Dogg, he's everywhere. That's like an ongoing joke in the Gemix. So that is so hilarious. That is, he literally, we say that all the time. He do everything. He's everywhere.
Everything.
Damn it.
But look, it was so funny. I did his interview last week. I think with King RG. Yeah, it was King. He was like, "Yo, why it take so long for the song to come out?" I was like, "Cal." so I took Cal go kill me. He was like, "Cal's holder." I was like, "Look, man, the man is part of Rare Essence. You know what I'm saying? He do his thing with one man." And I was like, this man is working with Snoop Dogg. And it is me. What you gonna say to this man? What you gonna say, man? Send the verse?
Man.
No, you gonna patiently wait.
I'm just glad we got it done, man.
Yeah. And I'm most excited about the song because, like, you know, Cal. The thing with Cal and you know, again, we talk Clubhouse, but I you know, I listen to Cal in the groups, and you know, one thing Cal's saying is like, you know, he's in two worlds, so it's like, you know, there's this other side to him, and he's doing the rap, he's doing the hip hop, but with him doing what he did in this song, I think I think people are going like also like when they find that song and they like, yo, that's Cal. You know what I'm saying? So I was most excited to display him in that manner and then for him to be part of it, because it's like, yeah, that nigga's dope, man. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that, man.
You know
Thanks for having me on the song, man.
You know what? I want to touch on that. When we're interviewing artists from DC, and even Priest mentioned, I always ask people, because DC for a long time has historically been, you know, go to the death.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Priest said that, you know, some time ago, the rappers were looked at as Bama's.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So as has one foot in both genres, you know, and has come up. How do you feel about what DC is becoming, and how is it coming from a city doing 2,000 music where one has been like the dominant?
Right. That's a great question. I mean, it's a lot of work, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a lot of work because with the go-go, you performing. You on stage 3 or 4 nights a week. It's 7 days in a week. You got to practice one of them days. So 3 nights a week you performing. Band practice, that's 4 nights. I go to work too. I gotta do some rap stuff. So I got 2 days to do my rap stuff. I come in from the show, write my raps. I gotta go to studio the next day off. Go in the studio, gotta knock that out. Like, it just keeps going and going and going. You know what I'm saying? And when I first started, I was doing a lot of traveling. So I would go to New York, I would go to Atlanta. And then, I mean, just the mileage I'm putting on my body, man, just moving around like that, it just started to take a toll. But I felt like it was making a turn. You know what I'm saying? So I come from that era of like the early 2000s. I graduated from Hampton University in 2004. So around that time, I could kind of, yeah.
Yeah, class 2.
That MEAC. You part of that MEAC.
Facts. So coming home, I mean, I knew I was bringing a college crowd home, and that college crowd was a little more receptive to the hip hop side and not just the go-go side. So I kind of brought both the worlds together, and I mean, that's my niche, man. And I never gave up on the hip hop side, even though I would see the shady things that the hip hop side would catch, as far as just being judged and being viewed as Bamas and being viewed outside the box. But people like Priest, man, that did the early groundwork for the hip hop, and seeing artists like Tim and finally get the link with Tim, somebody I heard so much about, and Adst, man, it's like somebody would, I don't think anybody would ever guess we would all be formed like Voltron like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it works, so it works smooth. No egos. Everybody's skill level is up to par. Like, it's no lacking on skill level at all. So I mean, that's not a worry. It's not no one person carrying a group. It's not none of that. Everybody's equal. Everybody respects each other, and everybody supports each other. So, I mean, it's hard work doing both, but I'm here for it. I've been doing it, and hopefully, you know, people to understand what I got going on.
How do you approach, or do you writing your lyrics, a go-go song, the same way you would for a hip-hop song?
Great question. Great question. So in go-go, it's the party vibe. So they not really trying to hear you go crazy, bar up, double entendres. I didn't kind of train them on the flows a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But it's nobody wants to hear you super bars in the club, man. You just gotta kind of stay in your pocket and make sure, you know, I take pride in what I'm saying. So don't just be up there mumbling and keep the party going, but make them respect your lyricism. But knowing you're gonna be on a song with Tim and Priest, you gotta sit down and say, all right, you need to show the fuck up. Excuse my language, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean,
oh man, you already showed up, bro. You've been showed up.
So that's how I view it, man. So with the go-go, I got to kind of keep in mind that it's for a certain crowd, a party crowd, a live crowd at that. I do a lot of freestyling at the live shows, but as far as getting in the booth with the hip hop side, I really take pride in that, and I really, you know, I take pride in the culture of that. So I really want to write them down, want to look at what I'm doing, I want to make sure it all works, makes sense. I definitely don't want to have no, you know, come slacking or lacking on a track like this, especially on a track like this.
I know coming from somewhere not from the DC area, then moving to the DC area, I've heard artists, different regions, always shout out and go-go music.
Definitely.
Back in the late 80s, like 89, 90, it was a member of MC Hammer's.
Yep.
Juice that made a song Go-Go.
Yep. Called Go-Go.
Oh, yep. I forgot all about that joint.
Yep.
Artists from other regions that always shout you out, but you don't see a lot of like collaborations when it comes to go-go and those artists. Right. How did Rare Essence and Snoop come about?
Well, first of all, you know, Rare Essence has been around since 1976, so that's before I was born. They've been performing since 1976, so that's 40 years of performing in your city, really all around, but just performing and touring in your city, your home city, every week. The first time Rare Essence has not performed was the pandemic. So that's 40 years of playing every week in go-go. So it's going to go across the world. People are going to transplant and take the music and the culture with them. I think Snoop had a drummer that passed away named Carlos, and I know some of his security staff is from DC. And I heard that he was a fan of Rare Essence, and one day he just got on Instagram playing "Hey Buddy Buddy," and he's singing along with it.
Joint.
Right,
yeah,
he's singing along with it word for word. He's singing along, he's jamming, he grooving. I mean, he really feeling it. So some people reached out and said, look, he wants to do something. We hear that all the time. You know, a lot of people take from the culture, but, you know, they don't really give back. Scarface comes to town. Now, Scarface is one of my favorite artists. But Scarface comes to town. Yeah, he comes to town, and he comes to town, gets his bag, and heads on back to Houston. You know what I'm saying? Devin comes to town. Cameron, and all the New York artists that came to town and headed on back to their home state. So, I mean, for Snoop to say he wanted to be a part of the culture and to make his way in the culture, record it, leave, and then come back and shoot the video with us, can't really beat that.
So,
amen.
Hey, man. Till
let the dirt say, man, you've been kind of quiet tonight.
I mean, I was shit. The first thing I want to say is, you know, Cal, next time I touch down in Cali, man, I might have to, you know, call in a favor, man. Hit up Snoop and ask him if I can crash, man.
Say less.
Tell him I'll sleep in the kitchen, man.
No problem, bro.
Yeah, but hey, man, look, I'm an open book. You know, I don't know where I should begin. First, I'll start like this. Thank you to the guy in the third square below me, man, Adst, because without him, this conversation wouldn't be happening, right? But then also, thank you to y'all, Samori, Breezy, Soyo. You know, I've been in love with you for years, lady. Priest, you know, I can still remember standing in the fucking club and seeing motherfuckers with priest robes, like monk robes, like going around him in a circle. Like, yeah. Anyway, Killa Cal, we already got through talking about the legend that is him. So y'all ask me what you want and I'll try to fill in the blanks.
We had
I'm almost at the end of my funnel. I gotta go back out into these Ward streets at night, and these young mamas is on fire, man. Around here, like it's.
Hey, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Damn shame.
You working tonight? You working tonight?
I'm working on celebrating that I just finished the last verse for my new album.
Congratulations,
nice,
bro.
Congrats.
We'll get to that when y'all ready. But yeah.
We had you on, but back in July. What have you been working on since we last had you on? And you mentioned you just finished last verse of your last album. What's the name of the project?
So the new album is going to be called God Hates Gucci.
God Hates Gucci.
Oh snap!
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I said that, of course.
Yeah. It's 14 songs. It's the follow-up album to Bullets, which was my debut solo joint. And I took not a term, but I made an adjustment. Like I basically started selling my drugs under a different name and with a different color gel cap, but it's the same shit. So yeah, God Hates Gucci is the next installment. 14 songs of my critique on, I guess, where hip hop is at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a good way to say it. It's God Hates Gucci. It's like me trying to hold a mirror up to myself and to the surrounding members of the hip hop community and culture, whether that's the listener, the artist, the industry exec, whatever it is. Hip hop is on some wild shit right now. So I feel like it's not a lot of people that speak from the perspective of, just saying, hey man, y'all some real wild Bama's right now. Like, so I'm antsy. I felt I needed to say that. And by the grace of God, I penned the last verse today. And it took a minute. Like, it took a minute for me to write this joint. Like, I got into a stream where I was like, and then that shit stopped. And I kept coming back, and I'm very particular about what I say nowadays. Like, trying to make sure from the beginning of the verse to the end of it, like, that there wasn't any filler in there. Or that I didn't just take the easy way out of, I know I can flow, so I'm going to just, say hate K8 right here instead of like really thinking about why I'm saying hate, why I said Kate, why did I put 8 right there? You know what I'm saying? So, that's what's coming up.
I got a question for all of you. It might be a little bit left field, but what you said, it just made me think of a conversation I had with Wise Intelligent a while back.
You dropping names now?
PRT.
There you go. Well, and one of the things he mentioned, like, so he does projects just for fun sometimes, like just to express himself. And I mean, the conversation started because he texted me and asked me how you say panties in Spanish. And so I'm like, what are you doing? Like, and he started laughing. We started talking about and he created this album, So Not Wise. Like, whatever you think of Wise, that was not what this was. It was like, it was sexual. He was just almost ratchet or whatever. And I said, you would never put that out? He said, nah, people just wouldn't accept me. Do you guys ever feel like there's
boxed in?
Like, even though, you have a certain image you want to put out, sometimes there's certain things you want to express is just because you're human. Like, we all have our different expressions, different times for different things. Do you ever feel like there's certain things, even though you might feel like you wouldn't talk about in your music for different reasons? It's something I thought about just now.
I just started talking about it personally.
It's in Ratchet.
Yeah, I just started talking about it like in my recent stuff. It's like I'm at the point now where I'm like, all right, and I don't know if this is about faults and shit, but I just think about, all right, how can I expose, and maybe let's not say false, let's just say, how can I balance dark and light in this moment? Like, is it okay to say this about me and leave it in a public space for people to digest and either, run with it and, oh man, your man is wild, or whatever. Like, but I mean, I know it's a line, so I never crossed the line where I feel like I don't ever want to record anything or be a part of anything where I will have to look back at it on the flip side and be like, oh, young, you was driving on some motherfucking cool shit right there. Or, like, I remember doing a song on one of the Cornell West Theory albums that it's a cool song, but I kind of felt like I like really LL Cool J my verse on the joint. No offense to LL. But it was like on some real lovey-dovey shit, even my tone, my vocal tone. And I just always was like, yo, never do that again. Like, if you're going to do it, you got to do it in the right way where it feels authentic and it didn't feel like you bent your shit to, Right. But that's my take on it. Like, I just, like that's just funny because the last song on this new album, and my lady kind of helped me with this, was I decided to write almost from the perspective of the people that I'm talking to. So versus me, coming a certain way, like the beginning of the song, it says something like 1 for the pussy, 2 for the guns, 3 for the butter, 4 for the something, 5 for the money. Like I just go in from a perspective of, well, what if you was them? And then right at the end of the verse, I explain to you what I did. So, like I said, I get close to the line, but I don't know. I just I know I couldn't come out, like, it's not going to work for me to drop a joint. And it's like, now I'm in the club. She was smoking up. She was looking up. Like, that's not going to work. They not going to accept that from me. So I wouldn't accept it from me. But I still try to make sure now I'm more honest, I guess. Yep. Like in songs, like I don't, like, I'm sure people, because people's perception now is based on social media. It's based on shit like that. So you could look at someone and assume, and I'm guilty of this too, of you scrolling down and you looking at someone's page and you're thinking of them as a certain way. And, it's like, nah, young, I'm not vegan, yeah, man, I prayed, but you don't even want to see my history from last night, like that type of stuff. Like, so pardon me for telling on myself, but yeah, it's just like I'm 43, so it's just like, and then I'm gonna say what I need to say, like, you know what I mean?
Man.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool.
I think there's nothing wrong with experimentation. I think that as an artist, part of your job is experimenting, pushing the limits. Finding boundaries, expanding the boundaries, pulling back, going forward, peeling through, but at the same time, I think you as an artist, your lane, but I don't think you should ever try to box yourself in too much, because you never know. There might be another level to where you can resonate at more than where you are right now, and you can only do that by experimenting. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, let me say this real quick. Let me hop in and say this. I produced the album with my man Night Train 357. I know y'all had him on the show earlier. We did an album called The Nightlife, and I experimented with him, and I was happy that he allowed me to take chances with him because I was playing on the album. I was doing a lot of, if you would say, like kind of like a couple of tracks where it's like trap music. I experimented with rock and roll on his album. You know what I'm saying? If you listen to like a lot of my stuff, I mean, it is boom bap driven, but I did a lot of different things different with him. And then actually, when you hear this remix we did, it's like R&B. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's, I guess my lane is a little bit different because I'm a producer, but still at that, you're still accustomed to somebody, with a certain style. So sometimes you got to find the right person to be able to do it. So I don't know. It might be a little bit easier for me, but yeah, you have to find the right person to kind of experiment when you're trying to do different genres as well.
Yeah, that's real. Because I even think about James Brown, like, you know, when he first came out and he had his group before he was really with, like, you know, Fred Wesley and, you know what I'm saying, the Funk Brothers and all that. He had another band, you know what I'm saying, and he was a different James Brown. Then when he moved, you know, he kept experimenting and he found his niche that we really know James Brown for. That was another level, you know what I'm saying? He pushed through and he found a new self, you know what I'm saying?
That's the perfect analogy right there.
Yeah.
Andre, earlier you mentioned, you know, like building DC up, you know, hip hop, you know, up to the point where it's mentioned with, I'm somebody we will mention with some of the other, you know, great hip hop cities, LA, New York, places like that. As of right now, what do you think the perception is of DC or the DC area hip hop scene?
Oh shit.
Honestly, I mean, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real with you, because I'm talking to like the different bloggers and all of that. They're really actually receptive, and they know that like something's happening here. You know, somebody. I just had an interview in the UK, and he was like, you know, your movement is kind of reminding me of like Detroit. So people are seeing, and shout out to Uptown XO, because XO opened up the door to Canada for us. You know what I'm saying? That so there's like four stations and shows out there that are like, yo, they were like really into the music. So I would say like Canada, I would say UK. They open now, you know. So when I have the conversations, it's been positive. But as far as overall, it's, I don't know, because sometimes I feel like I'm in a silo, and again I keep, because Cal got me exposed to Clubhouse, so it's like there's like a DMV group in there, and I hear the conversations, and so I guess because I'm in a hip hop lane, maybe on my experience is a little bit different, so I hear the conversations about what people view, but when I go out and when I'm talking to these people, it's nothing but love, you know what I'm saying? So to me, and then for the fact that, you know, these people are like, yo, they rocking with me, I mean, that says something, right? So that's why I'm excited, like put the next person up, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm really excited about what Cal's about to do next.
Yeah, I could say, as someone who's lived here, you know, a little over a decade, and like in Question Marcus when they were out and nonchalant, DC, me, reminds me of like Oakland and or Detroit. You know, if you look at Oakland, you know, you had the coup, you know, who was militant,
yeah,
you know, MC Hammer, who was party minded. They had, you know, Too Short, the Pimps and Players, and all of them moved together. You know, the Click Hurricane video. You see Boots Riley from the Coop in there, right alongside somebody that might have been a killer. You know, in real life. So you have sounds in the city, and then you go right. Eminem sounds nothing like Esham. Eminem sounds nothing like Trick. You know what I'm saying? So to me, you know, these have that hodgepodge, that gumbo.
I would say that it's still, I'm not going to call it cliquish. I think that what's happening is that there's different movements that are going on where everybody unfortunately does not know about everybody, and it's not no one's fault. But Pre said it before in an interview where there are different people that have different palettes, right? As far as what they expose and what they like. But if you follow me, like um like the first artist that I was rocking with was like, you know what I'm saying, like Kenilworth. And I mean Kenilworth does boom bap, but Kenilworth does everything, you know what I'm saying? So the people that I was rocking with at first, it was like a different texture. Like I was rocking with like Question Mark, you know what I'm saying? And I mean the sound that they have right now isn't the same. So I think that you know, because like I get down with the young kids when I'm exposed to what they're doing. There's these cats that did this event called the Limelight. Priest was with me with one of their events. You know what I'm saying? It was a different scene. A lot of young people, they were still like, you know what I'm saying, doing stuff like, shout out, like he killed it. Sniper B was up in there. My man Zola was up in there, and just young cats just killing it. And I still support that. But I just think it's just unfortunately we're in silos, so we don't know, and unfortunately, because we're not exposed to each other. But do I think we can move together? I think it is possible. I mean, I'm doing it right now, so I think it's possible. And then when I'm seeing in Clubhouse, I'm definitely seeing strides in that manner. And yeah, I think it's dope. I think it's possible, man. But it's just a whole thing of just people being exposed to each other. Matter of fact, you know what? Priest. I mean, look at what Priest just did and Cal just did. You know what I'm saying? With we're all in the same game. That's the classic. That's the if any. And I'm sorry, fellas, I forgot to mention that, man. But if you want to talk about unification to the T, that's the song.
No.
That is, and I apologize to you guys. It slipped my mind.
No.
But
Shit.
yeah. If you want to talk about unification, that's it.
That was
like that's it.
Shout out to Kenilworth Katrina who put that together.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So that's unification. So yeah, I think so. I think people are at a point where they want something to happen. I think it's like about removing the ego, and I think people not like being scared to share resources. So like, I was talking to somebody before, and we were just talking, exchanging information. I think that's it. I think people sometimes are scared. Like I told Tim, like Tim out, like all of us. Tim got like the most features that are coming out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He just did a song with Arrested Development. And so
Facts.
he got about like maybe two more or whatever. So it's kind of like yeah, I'm like I think people should get behind you, dude, because not saying you might be the one. I think you might be the one. You know what I'm saying, that you might be
I
carving
can
out
be
something
one
for
of the ones.
yeah, this is what he said in our conversation. But
Yeah.
I was like, dude, like you just moving around. And as I started realizing, like, because I know what he's doing and all the features, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
Right.
dude, he's getting access to like different things, and he's working like with the Kiki D joint that he about to do. That joint, that's gonna be a little bit different. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
That goes kind of into what Soya was saying, like
yeah,
total different lane,
yeah,
and
and I know
it's
Kiki.
like
Yeah, I know
she.
Kiki.
Shout out to you for putting that connection together, because
Yeah, yeah,
she hit me on the strength of Adst introducing
yeah,
us, and
yeah. I
Oh,
met her
she's a
at
young
the
sister
Yeah,
killing it.
I met her at the Kennedy Center. She a college student. I forget where she's from.
Massachusetts, I think
Right.
maybe
That's
Boston.
what I thought. Boston, and she young.
LOG and Bulldog territory.
Yeah. But just saying, like, yeah, I told her to come to the EXO event. I introduced her to everybody that was there at that show, and he's working with her. But I know I'm kind of like off track, but I believe it can happen. You know what I'm saying? And then like if you look at like how and just like the many features like with artists in the city that he's worked with, and he's been working with like a lot of people, and and you know what I'm saying, he's very selfless.
I'm trying to catch up, man. Cal got the features, man. I'm trying to
Yeah,
play
right,
catch
I
up.
mean
man.
yeah. So it's possible. I just think that it's just silos. um it can happen, man. It can happen.
I think not to cut you off. I just think we don't have any blueprint to follow, and it's not like we need to follow a blueprint, but we don't have a New York. We don't have the buildings. We don't have the people, the Diddy's. We don't have the Miami movement. We don't have the Atlanta movement or the LA movement. We have our movement, and it's some holes in the movement. We can't sugarcoat it. It's some holes in there that's missing that everybody needs that we're trying to patch up right now. I feel like he said, I think we can get there, but we definitely playing catch up, to be honest.
Yeah. I was in a panel with the DC Music Summit with DJ Heat, and she kind of basically said, and to an extent she's right. She's like, yeah, I feel like DC's like 20 years behind
Mm-hmm.
because Go-Go and Customary. I mean, that is the sound of the city, but as far as people being receptive, and now people are receptive to that and they're open. But
Right.
I would say, yeah, as a collective we are behind.
Let me jump in real quick. Just to chime in. You got to understand, we're doing all this with no dough. All of the stuff that we're doing stuff with no budgets, no big budgets, nothing behind us, but just that's why it's been all strategy. Everything that you've been seeing has been just strategy of how to touch the masses without necessarily, and trying to make mystique and do things where it makes you stand out in front of the microwave society that we're all a part of every day. Like which is cool because it makes you be more innovative and more creative. But at the same time, if there was entities that had, $20 million budgets and they could come here and swap up artists and say, hey, let's create a movement, boom, it would happen. I mean, it's we're doing this from the ground up, and it involves a lot of artists that have to have the vision, that have the humility, that they can have the prescience to try to do their part and also accept other people's parts and things like that. It takes artists like that are from my era not being bitter, doing what we do, because I can't do what Cal does. I can't do what Shy Glizzy does. I can only be Priest, but I'm gonna be the best Priest I can be, and I'm gonna put forth quality music, and I'm gonna make it so nobody else can be me but me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna accept and be accepting of other things as long as we, can all build each other up. And we're like, again, we've had to maximize strategy with no money. And that's the thing. It's like, thank God I'm in a place where I don't need to make money off my shit. So I can do and invest in my own shit. I'm doing things for legacy. I'm not doing things for, for the industry. So we work the industry, but I'm doing it for a different reason for when it comes to me. So it's just, I think it's just, we have to recognize that, right? There's no power brokers, right? There's no L.A. Reid, Babyface. There's no Diddy. There's no Uptown. There's no situation that could grab up artists and say, oh, we got this $20 million budget, boom, 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 we're gonna set it up. Everybody's gonna do this. We got concepts. We got, and amalgamate everything together. So I think, there's a lot of light happening right now because people that are doing this are really seeing that the other ways have not worked, right? The tearing down, the bullshit. Like, it's like, yo, just do your shit to the best of your ability and, give love to those. And that's, I think, what makes Good Lord 2, which is the unspoken herd, shout out to Ash and them, which is the unspoken herd to this, is that there's a spiritual energy to this. And I told Dre, I was like, look, we all get along. Like me, I have a respect and love for Tim. He was an underling of the Freestyle Union. They came late, him, Rashad, and all them came. We were, the elders, Cal and them. I'm 48, so I'm older than these cats. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of cats give me that reverence and they give me that respect, and I give them their respect for their art and be like, yo, y'all niggas is nasty, blah, 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 blah. And it's not like I'm here, you're here, or you're here, I'm here. It's a mutual respect for different reasons. You know what I'm saying? And I think that has to be there. And we all got love for each other. And that comes through the music.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It comes through the video. It comes through the song. Like, it comes through that we have a spiritual energy with this. So I tell Dre, it was like, when you get frustrated about things, don't worry about it. I said, because it's not in God's plan. So all we can do is work things to the best of our ability and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's an underling that doesn't get spoken for. Spiritual energy matters. You know what I'm saying? When we did Rhyme Deferred with Chad and Camilla and them back in the day, it was a spiritual energy with that, like that propelled everyone who was involved. You know what I'm saying? So that's it.
Who I feel has a very high level of spiritual energy, the way they came together, the way they put their album together, and they still touch, and they don't really talk about it. Shambhala.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that I talk about them often, and I still listen to, like, I love that album, and a lot of people feel the same way. And to me, like, they really are what you're talking about. The way they met, the way they came together, when they performed, it really, like, took people over. They put the album out, and then poof, they decided to do episodes.
Right.
Everybody's like, what happened? And they still, like, sometimes might do a show here and there, but they're doing their own thing, and they left that there, but it was just like, it made its mark. I mean, every time I post, I'm listening, people still remember that. They remember them like they're one of those groups, and I think that's what you're talking about. That energy, there is something to that, and I think what you guys have is that. It just like the work's not easy, but having people that you can relate to, understand where you're coming from, it makes it better.
Yeah, I would say that.
Better.
I would say, I would say that truthfully because I'm not a MC or a lyricist, and so with I don't want to just put out like I got over that beat thing, and so in creating songs, what I would say is you're right. My experience with my first album and working with other artists, it definitely is a spiritual thing, and you could tell connection. Like you could still get certain songs, but I actually have half an album done, and like I told Priest, I was like, yo, it doesn't feel right, and it will never see the light of day. The energy and the spirit wasn't there, so that is very true what Priest was saying.
Yeah, and it's hard. It's hard to admit that to yourself. Like I've had to shelve songs that were, that I thought was going to be on the Manhood Project, and it just didn't make it because the energy wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't fit. Sometimes it might fit something else, but it's just like you can't force it. I think that if you're honest with yourself, you're not forcing something that doesn't work. And even when it took a while for Cal to get to us and do his part, I always felt that he really wanted to do it. Every time Ray's like, oh my God, man, I'm pretty still. Don't give up on me, man. He's like, I'm trying to get it done. And Bob's like, yo, man, it's all good. And and I think Dre, he got frustrated at a certain point. I was like, nah, man, I think he's trying to get it done. And and it literally both him and Tim wound up coming to my crib and recording their parts. And when we did the All in the Same Game video, it was that video doing that. And he was like, man, let's get it done this week.
That's it.
And he came over and we got it. We gave him Dre a surprise for his birthday and made a little video with him recording his verse. And I said, yo, we got it done, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, shout out y'all on that.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that's the thing. It's like I never felt like it was some, oh man, I'll see y'all niggas, whatever, man. I ain't tripping off y'all niggas. Yeah. It wasn't like that. It was like, oh my God, man, I'm trying to work it out, man. This is crazy. And I knew it was crazy. I knew things was hectic. So it's like, y'all just be patient, man. It'll happen. I really think it'll happen. And I think once it does happen, it's God ordained. You know what I mean? If you just let God do it and stop trying to make it happen when you want to make it happen.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's a true Hollywood story behind this whole song, man.
Yeah.
I mean, there's other elements, about getting this song together. So it's been a journey and a good one. So I'm glad to share it with these gentlemen.
Appreciate you, bro.
Y'all probably can see
video.
What's that?
Yeah, y'all can't see. I'll be taking out little notes. It's probably backwards because
Yeah, I'm trying to read it.
It's so the first thing was interdependent. I want y'all to keep that word in mind. Y'all are independent of each other, but y'all are interdependent.
Nice.
Okay.
So just like organs in the body, you got the lungs, the heart, the kidneys, the brain, all that. No one organ can be the whole body, but in order to be the full body, each organ just got to be functioning as is. You know what I'm saying? But it's all contributed to the one thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's the movement of the human body. And that's what y'all are. You know what I'm saying? And so I was saying that, and then y'all were talking about energy. I was like, yo, Priest was like, we don't really have the budget, we don't have the money like that, but y'all currency is the love, the message that y'all spitting, and the energy that y'all got. That's your currency right there. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I like that.
And people are feeling it. I mean, the numbers show. The people are feeling it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like the numbers in the week, we close to 5K on the views in a week plus. So it's like, people are saying like, yo, I'm feeling something from this video. You know what I'm saying? So
and it's inspiring others too.
Yeah.
One of the good things and bad things about doing a great show is you forget about time so much, but we are running.
How much time we got, man?
And you know what? I wish we could, continue on. Maybe we could do something for our.
We will continue, but this
later. But
yeah.
out of here, gentlemen, please let the people know where they can find you, where they can get the song at, how they can reach you, they want to collaborate or put some.
Right. So real quick, ADST Music is my website. You can purchase the song on the website, or you can stream it everywhere. And then for the company, it's just adst.media. You can see everything that everyone's doing. And you can find me on all platforms, ADST Music. Social platforms.
Cow.
Bet. Killer Cow the Animal, man. KillerCowTheAnimal.com. You can catch me on IG, kill_switch. Twitter, killer_cow. Facebook, Killer Cow the Animal. 4 a.m. in Miami is the single coming up next, sponsored by Grand Theft Auto and Rockstar Films. And appreciate y'all for having me, man. I love these brothers.
Oh, man.
Oh,
You too, brother.
love you too,
Tim.
Oh, my bad. It's on me. Hey, Instagram, man. You can catch me at Let the Dirt Say Amen. On Twitter, it's LTDS_amen. Facebook, phasing out of that shit. So, you're lucky if you find me there. But yeah, man. God hates Gucci. Right? That's the best way to say fuck all this shit.
Thanks.
No doubt. You can pretty much Google me. You'll find all my stuff, but it's all at Priest the Nomad, PRISTDANOMAD. I'm at Priest the Nomad on Instagram, at PriestDN on Twitter, and all that. Dropping new music at the top of the year. Got a single called Confused coming out. That's going to be very, very nice. So shout out. We got some stuff coming up for the 2021 post-COVID out the house project. So yeah.
Yo, also, man, y'all go on YouTube and look up Sun Shower. That's 2 words. Sun Shower by my brother
Arnell. Shout out
Yeah.
Arnell. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I'm on that. All right. And I got on a silky, like Rastafarian joint, man, on the Exorcist steps in Georgetown. You gotta see this shit. It's beautiful.
And of course, if you want to reach us, drop us a line, submit a song for us to review, and send an interviewing question. Reach us at the Gemix DMV. That's the TheGemix, DC, Maryland, Virginia at gmail.com. You can reach us on Instagram again at the Gemix DMV. If you want to reach us on Twitter at the Gemix, please join and join our Facebook group / the Gemix. And of course, you can catch us here each and every Saturday, 12 noon. CrashVision.com. Fuck with it. You know we got it. And we out of here.
Man,
No
salute.
doubt.
Thanks for having us, man.
All right.
Thanks, bro.
Whoa. Don't nobody go nowhere. All right. That was Scratch's joint. That's for the Gemix. Okay. Y'all got 30 minutes?
I don't.
Yeah.
I got to go, actually.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
No problem. Whoever
Kid stuff, you know.
I got you. Whoever can stay. I just want to chop it up with y'all for about maybe another 20 minutes if y'all have.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hey, you
cool.
can stay because it's your joint.
Yeah. I'm supposed to be going down Georgetown.
You gotta do the work, man. You're the artist.
Yeah, I know. Hey, but look, I do. And look, I'm supposed to be going down Georgetown to shoot, do a photo shoot tonight. So it's all good.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, man, I'm trying to get whatever I can do right now.
I gotta go, y'all. Peace.
All right.
Love.
All right.
Okay. I'm here. You got me, man.
All right. All right. So, ADST, man. Question. I'll chop that part. That's gonna be for Saturday, and then we'll throw the part here up on on our Facebook page.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll give it to you also, so you can post it, whatever. So this is opening can of shit, man. Listen, two questions I want to know.
Mm-hmm.
How has COVID impacted your movement? Did it improve it? Did it hurt it? Did it just come? Was it something different that you unexpected? And the other thing is, man, streaming. So many artists are selling their catalogs to all these different, magnates and artists. They get paid not even a penny per stream. It's a lot of raping going on. So I kind of want to get you and y'all, what y'all think.
I'll blast off by saying COVID hurt us because Samara, we was going to get you to shoot the concert we was trying to get together, and I was trying to set that up where it was going to be Priest, Tim, and XO, and you know I was trying to set it up on a day that Cal could come in and just like do his thing too. So just imagine if we were able to kind of keep it going because we had those events that build it up to the anticipation, and we were trying to show that we could bring an audience, and all our events was sold out. You know what I'm saying? Every event we did was sold out, dog. So as far as with COVID, yeah, it affected in the sense of re-strategizing. With me, it helped with just trying to learn and build relationships with people outside of DC to be able to get the music in different places. So every time that there was a different project or release, so it helped in that sense with building relationships. But from the performance thing, yeah, it really hurt. And then you gotta think about it, like you know, and like a lot of the guys may have not had the audience to be able to say, all right, do I want to do a live concert? We've done a couple, you know, and they done all right, but you know, here with the most of the biggest followings is with GoGo, as it should be. You know, with some of the guys, they may not have that big following, and some of them weren't like so big on social media with social media presence. So we struggle with that. But as far as the business and getting the music to the people, it's been better. And so with your second part, I've been kind of like on this thing, man. With this campaign where I was like, yo, buy the song. Because I say, yo, if you rock with me, just go and buy the song from me directly. Streaming is cool. I think streaming it works in a sense of like social media where it's like people can find you, but you really have to release a lot of content. Like you look at like Griselda, you look at Chris Brown, you look at Drake, you look at those catalogs are crazy. So their music is in constant rotation every day because how the algorithms are, that's how like people like them, they're successful. So it works for them. I think for somebody such as myself, it will help with exposure. But ultimately, I would want somebody to come with me, and I'm trying to like develop like more of a connection with people. That like if I got like 10,000 fans or 20,000 fans, come rock with me, come here, and I might put out something maybe like 3 times a year. Just come to me at that time, and I'm selling my product like $5 $20 between $5 $20. If I can get that amount, I'm cool. So my need is a little bit different. But like we do have an email list that I've been working with, and more and more like so. I'm not like so out of the numbers. Like we got like about 6% of the people that are checking this stuff out. So it's just about getting them to really trigger the action, and so um, that's how I feel. I just think that I don't think streaming just works for somebody if you're not really heavy like active at it, and then you got people that do these playlists, and I'm okay with sometimes because there's certain services you pay, it gets you the exposure. To me it's like ad work with those people. It's like ad work to get you the exposure, but you're not really monetizing. Train, uh, he was almost at like 100,000 with the nightlife, and he told me he only made like I don't know, like maybe $100 or something like that.
It's rape. It's literally
Terrible.
rape. It's
Yeah,
rape.
like 1,500 streams is considered one sale. Come on, man.
Let me tell you, I did the calculation because we've been the Gemix, we've been covering this whole streaming wars and like the rape that goes on. So one of the figures is 0.004
Yeah.
per stream.
Yep.
So that means when I did the calculation, you had to stream that shit 332 times just to get $1.29, which is 1 cent.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's fucking rape. But you know what it is though. And here's the thing: we get mad at these streaming platforms, but what it is too.
Are y'all really mad at that though?
But here's the thing. That's the thing.
You on a different side.
I believe it's this. It's the record labels. The record labels are engaging in non-disclosure agreements between the streaming platforms
yes.
and the artists.
And they're getting a kickback.
And here you go.
Yep, that's what's happening.
So that's
and so what they did is that so it's like these people are now accustomed and trained to say this is where I'm going to go get your music. They've taken it. They taken the ability out of even a digital download, or and so now with technology, brick and mortar is going away, right? So people are not going in and buying CDs, and vinyl is different because it's still treated a certain way. But you know how hard it is to try to get somebody to change their mode and custom of why should I support you if I can go here?
Right.
And so the interviews that I've been doing in this campaign, for whoever is listening, that's why I try to explain, like, yo, streaming is cool, I appreciate it, but if you rock with me, go to my website. My single, it costs $2. You know what I'm saying? Go, spend $2. What you doing? What do you do with $2? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Or $5, and then, a lot of times, and that's what I was trying to tell people about the value of the music, which is that when you think about vices, it's only there for a moment, but music is something that you live with, because what happens with when you're relaxing, when you're in certain moods and modes, what is in this, what is in the backdrop, what is in that time frame. And I get that, yes, you can go to these streaming sites, but if you really appreciate that person, purchase a product from them when they're in their campaign of whatever, even if it's not the song, if it's the merch, just buy one thing from that person.
Right.
But it's
Please.
but it's hard. It's hard to change that mindset, man.
let me ask y'all a question, and anyone can answer,
Show
right?
you how old school I am. Look what I got.
Woo!
Yeah.
All
Wow.
vinyl.
Oh, wow.
Diamond District.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's what's up.
let me ask y'all a question, and anyone can answer. Say you're an artist that's not a Drake, that's not a Rihanna, Taylor Swift, Adele, that probably could, well, not probably, that would more than likely survive even if music wasn't on streaming sites, just on their platforms. They have enough people that will go to their platforms
Yeah. Yeah.
without streaming sites. What do you think about the artists that's not those artists? Are they better off, I guess, starting out in the beginning, just keeping it directly in their own a website for purchase, or do you think that artists needs streaming platforms as well?
I think it depends on your goals, man. It depends on what you want to be viewed as. It's definitely going to be harder work because I'm one of those artists that you named. I'm not on that level to where I can break any record streaming, but I do have. I'm sorry about that.
No, you good.
I do have hold up, sorry. I do have you know, when we were doing CDs with Go-Go and CDs with my rap stuff, that was the perfect blend for me because you're buying a Go-Go CD and you can support my rap music. It kind of worked hand in hand. But when we phased out and went to the streaming platforms, and you're talking about getting less than a penny, I mean, just the numbers is just crazy. But it's a gift and a curse. Everything is geared towards those sites. They got money for advertising. They're making billions of dollars every year to give you numbers back, which a lot of the numbers are fake numbers. They got a lot of stuff that they do to make you a slave to their platform. But then you look at you look at some artists like J.R. Payne. I mean, he stuck to the script and said, man, I'm not getting on the platforms. I'm
I
gonna
respect
sell mine
JR.
first. Right.
Yeah.
And when I sell mine first and feel like I made enough money on mine, then I'll give it to the platform.
Yeah.
And I think that's great. Like myself, I thought about my next album doing I got wristbands that are
Got the
you know
joint on there. Yeah.
yeah
USB
Yeah.
plug joint.
USB, you know what I'm saying?
That's
So
smart.
I got 3 or 4 mixtapes on this thing, and I can give you this for $25. You got 3 mixtapes and my new single if you want. You know, it's little
That's
things you got to
smart,
come up
Cal.
with. Oh, for
Yeah.
sure. It's little things you got to come up with to try to get in the game because we're not on a Chris Brown, Drake level to where we're gonna be bringing in millions. The labels they're not gonna let you bring in millions of dollars from streaming if they haven't bought into what you're doing. So it's a
Yeah.
gift and a curse.
Yeah. You gotta really cultivate your audience, and it's like really hard to get people to do that. But my point is, like if Cal, like for example, if Cal can just get like I just use the math always of 10,000 people. You get 10,000 people to rock with you. You know what I'm saying? And if they all, or if you get like 50% of them to buy your product, like Cal said, $25.
Yep.
Cal good. He could drop something, and that's why I say, and that's why I said I wasn't even using the math of I'm releasing something every month. Nah, if I hit you like 3 to 4 times a year in quarters, you know what I'm saying, and you spending $25, I'm chilling.
Facts.
I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling that way, and so so that's what is hard, and so I think with social media now, it's like it's really connection, and so people got to find kind of like feel that connection, and that's what I'm kind of like trying to struggle with like on my page, because like on my music page, it's just it's like my music stuff. It's not like nothing personal, but people really connect. Like when I do the mental health stuff, people really feel that. But but it's just a connection. I think if people are connected and understand you, I think sometimes they may want to spend the money with you. I'm trying to figure it out now, man. I go back and forth with it, but that's why also, like product, you gotta have product and merch too.
Definitely.
But JR Payne, yep, because JR is so funny. I shouted out JR on a freestyle show, and he followed me after that.
Yeah, is it RJ Payne, or are we talking about two
RJ
different
Payne.
Payne?
Yeah. RJ Payne. Yeah, my bad. RJ Payne.
Payne.
Yeah. So RJ, so and he started following me, and I seen his growth as well. But I would say him. I would say Rock Marciano, and I would also say R.I.P. to Nipsey. Those are people that from the independent hustle.
Yeah.
I think that if you want to look at blueprints,
Mm-hmm.
those are the people where they don't have to, and so can it be done? Yeah, you got to do the work, and and so that's what I'm trying to do right now. Yeah,
You know what's crazy about Nipsey? Sorry for cutting you off. Nipsey released one album.
Yep.
One album. The rest of those was mixtapes. So he had a career mixtapes, guest verses, and then one Grammy nominated album.
Right, and then also remember he had what's the name of the joint?
The
He
$100
did
mixtape.
the $100 joint.
Yeah.
Jay bought like 100 of them joints.
Yep.
But I was saying also about with Rock Marciano, he was selling joints for like $30-$40, and people were buying it off of his website.
Facts.
So like, I know about the strategy, because like what you could do in a sense also is that you could still do the streaming platform where you could release a song or two on there, and you like that, all right. Now you got to come to me to get the whole thing. So that's what I said. Streaming that's why I said I think of streaming almost like social media. It's exposure. But if you like, so if you like, so like Cal, that might be something to think about too, man. Maybe on the next joint, like you put something out there and people could find you that way. Maybe you use like the algorithm, not algorithm, but you use the playlist to get the exposure. And if they like you, maybe you could direct it with your profile where they come to your artist page and they can get that. I mean, that might be something to think about.
Definitely.
But yeah.
I used to live in the Atlanta area in the mid '90s, and I remember back then we had 107.9, which was the hip hop station that came about, and like you had V103, and that was the hip hop and R&B station. So on both of these stations, I forgot which one had which, but one had a top 7, the radio, and the other one had top 8 and 8. And Atlanta showed, and even to this day, for better or for worse, however you want to think about the music, they show so much hometown love that 6 out of 7, six out of 7 is Atlanta. The one that played top 8 and 8, 7 of 8 was Atlanta. In the last couple of years, there's been, I think, not an Atlanta area because they click them out like every second now, but there's artists in the DC area that people really celebrate it and show love to the hometown team. They can have 6 out of 7 or 7 out of 8 of just strictly DMV area hip hop. But that's not
and then you see there you get into radio, and
programming.
it's a little bit. So I hope I ain't getting myself in trouble with this. Well, we not recording, but
we're recording, but go ahead. We're recording, so just tell your joint.
Yeah.
Nah. It's nothing. It's nothing negative. I just won't say any names.
It's
But
just facts. I mean,
but radio is set up right now. It's set up for teenagers and women.
yeah.
I've gone into PD meetings to present songs, and I've done presentation, and that's the bottom line. And then also, unfortunately, they looking at the social. What people are scared of is taking chances because they're afraid of advertised dollars that are coming in and losing their jobs. I think for us, a lot of times, like unless if you don't have something like with GoGo where they can kind of like think that they can be a way to kind of easily get it in, it's hard to have something that stand out. So the most that you're going to get is on a Saturday night or Sunday night mix show at best.
But not even go either.
That's an interesting thing you just said. I was just because like it's almost backwards. So radio doesn't play certain songs. It gotta be on. We already know
format.
how complicated for people to get their songs on the radio, right? Meanwhile, these streaming services are getting paid of artists that don't get radio play.
Exactly.
All the people that don't get radio play are in this because they want exposure a lot.
Yep.
They own this. And so this streaming service side, like, hey, I can get money off of them. Right? So the artists, again, getting raped twice.
Yes. What you said is exact.
Here to sell that thing. And if we want to get play over here, which is now popular, I'm not going to get paid. So either way, you're like, fuck. I'm like, I don't know what, since the beginning of time, when it has come down to the arts, especially music, I don't know who came up with this model from forever.
Yeah.
I think it happened with kind of like back to Napster and LimeWire and all of that. I think people kind of got open to that with the file sharing thing. But
I agree.
And so I think that with technology, that's what hurt. There has to be some kind of like medium in which that we need to find. But I sometimes think that maybe the powers that be intentionally did this to sabotage the industry, to hurt artists, because like I said, it's like you have to really find a way to really get people to want to purchase and invest in your music. And so,
it's happening because they're not only that, like all these big artists selling their catalogs that they are, because we've been keeping track.
Oh, we've been talking about.
I mean, we're just like blown away. Like,
I first thought
selling your legacy.
Yeah, I first thought that, and then somebody corrected me. I think Gadget corrected me, but like with Wayne, I thought Wayne was doing that because of his bid, but they were like, nah, this been happened. It's just coming out.
No, we've been following it, and we've been like, every time we like, what is going on? Yeah. And like, this is like insane. Like, this is so like at every level, no matter what level you're in, it seems like you're like,
No ID did it.
Timberland.
Timberland did it.
I think they just want to cash out, man. I think they see where it's going, man. Like, radio is just different now. Like, radio would be the first thing a few years ago, 10, 20 years ago, radio would break artists, and that would be the first thing an artist would want to be is on the radio to get the popularity. Once you get the popularity, then you gain fame. Now, radio is the other way around. Radio is now the last option for a lot of artists because radio is looking for the hottest thing instead of breaking the hottest thing. So you basically got to get yourself hot just for radio to use you to get their ratings up.
And that's what,
niggas not listening to radio. Niggas is on YouTube and World Star.
Right. Radio is not hot no more, dog.
Let me ask you a question, real talk. When was the last time you listened to like radio?
Yeah, I don't.
Here. All the time I listen to radio is really just for like local news.
So I'm telling you, like, do an experiment. Listen to it at like 7, 8 o'clock, and
AM or PM?
PM.
Yeah.
And when they do the contest and call-ins, you won't hear nothing but babies on that joint.
Yo,
that's all they
babies,
directing it to.
Speaking of babies,
what you got, Tim?
It's too many babies in the game, one. But my babies are having a mutiny up at the dinner table, and my son is probably about to get banged out, so I need to run up there and catch this.
Gotcha.
I also have to go down on Good Hope Road, Chopper City, in the dark. So
hey, be safe.
I need to make it back. You know what I mean?
Man,
so
let
me go ahead and do that before it gets too late. You know,
Dude, I gotta go down Georgetown.
Be safe, bro.
Yeah.
I like going down there now.
Yeah.
This has been really a good conversation. I enjoyed
Hey,
it.
Definitely, man.
I appreciate
y'all.
all of y'all and all of this, man.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I'll hit you up later.
If it's not that important, man, you ain't gotta go out there. It's not that.
Hey, no. This is important.
Right.
This is you know,
Okay.
I gotta be able to function, and I still gotta rehearse these verses. So
I
gotta make sure I got some more of these Bob Marley papers and some funnel. You know, things you can get east of the river.
Right.
All right, bro.
Easy.
All right, bro.
All right, y'all.
No doubt. But yeah, man. Yeah, with all of that though, I don't know, dog. I think like you're saying, that might be it. Maybe they also might know what we don't know, as well. So that might be it.
Stay entertained. I gotta grab this book off my bookshelf. Stay entertained.
I've been shocked to see the people selling their catalogs. Like,
yeah, I think they cashing out, man. They done with it.
I don't
Yeah.
A couple years ago, and it was talking about the change in radio and the change in music, and the artist was saying how rappers, male MCs kill R&B. Because now you have so many, hip hop artists that are trying to harmonize, that are trying to sing. So now, the only time you hear like a husky, male voice singing, it's a rapper. You don't hear anymore like Teddy Pendergrasses,
Right.
And how you don't hear anymore like,
Right.
like ballads or like, real love songs that even being labeled R&B nowadays is a detriment, because the R&B is being played now on the the old station now, and so these don't want to be labeled R&B anymore. And so the music has changed. You have one genre that's taking over another genre, and it also goes to detail about how you don't see many hip hop acts or many R&B acts. Instead of hotel rooms for 4 artists, it's much cheaper to pay a hotel room for 1 artist.
Definitely. Yep.
Yeah.
I agree totally, man. We grew up on I heard Jodeci. My mom was playing Jodeci when I was 9 or 10 years old. So growing up as a kid, love wasn't that bad. You know what I'm saying? Women talking about women and having a softer side wasn't terrible. You wasn't a softy all like that, but you knew there was a softer side. You knew how to wine and dine a woman. You knew how to talk to a woman through R&B a little bit, as a kid growing up. So now everything is aggressive. So it's like it's no R&B side. Chris Brown is the number 1 guy, and look at the age he got. I mean, he got an age. You know what I'm saying? Like, he gangster.
You're about to sound like every unsung. Every unsung, they say, and then everything changed with this new sound, and it's always gangster rap.
It's gangster, man. Everybody got to be tough, man.
Every single unsung, it seemed like. Then the sound changed, and it always comes down to gangster rap.
Everybody got to be tough, man. Even your R&B guys. So, I mean, certain people try to stick to it, but it's rough, man.
Every single one, it seemed like that's where the sound changed. Gangster rap, and that was the end of their career.
Yep. That's
gangster rap.
Yeah, but here's what I do want to say. I know what you're saying, so that's real. They do that. But there's something that I don't know what the fuck is going on, and I don't know if it's being turned up. So you turned that up real good. There's something going on.
Water.
Yeah, I'm drinking water too. Mine's just a little browner than yours. I got that Flint, Michigan up in here, but no. But there's something that is going on, and I don't know if it's because, see, hip hop has kind of always been like the platform in which the streets and the community could kind of manifest their voices through the MC.
Right.
But now I'm wondering, has the streets become the MC?
Yep.
Now, because I'm looking at all these artists that are being killed now, I'm like, yo, are they killing you because of you? Are they just jealous of you rapping, or is it just because you just got too many street ties?
Yep.
And as something else, now you're trying to be an artist, but your past ways are, catching up.
And it can be a money thing, because look at some of your biggest artists. Look at Drake, look at Eminem, look at your content. You know what I'm saying? Wiz Khalifa, Snoop Dogg, Wiz Khalifa, they're not getting pulled up with drive-bys. That stuff isn't happening. So I think content has a lot to do with that as well. I understand a lot of these kids come from the inner city and they saw a lot and they got a lot of trauma, and their homes is messed up and their family structures is messed up. But nobody's going left. Everybody's going the same way. And it's just repeating over and over and over again. And that's what I'm not understanding, why these labels or these people that are working with these rappers, I guess they say that they going to make money off them regardless.
Yeah, I hate to say it, and they're going to make more money when they die.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? If they get killed,
Yeah.
So
we've seen that time and time again.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't find the book that I wanted. The book that I wanted was Hitman. Hitman.
Okay.
This was well.
I'm gonna look at it. Who's the author?
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up.
I forget the name, but it's a book. I promise you, ADST.
Text me. Yeah, text me when you find it. I'll text Cal.
Thank you. Yeah.
There's a certain religious sect. There's a certain religious sect in the world that happens to dominate certain industries, and it gives a prolific history.
Not saying it. I got it. I got it.
Oh my God, that book is so revealing.
Right.
It wasn't. I couldn't find it on bookshelf, but I did find this because we did talk about this. This is one that's called "Algorithms of Oppression."
Okay.
Search engines reinforce racism.
Wow.
That's deep.
Check that out too when you get a chance.
Yeah,
okay.
I need. I already just off the cuff of the title.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm on it.
It's I was watching I mean, I know they don't get probably deep as that book. What's that? Social Dilemma?
Oh yeah. That's a new documentary about 2 months ago.
You seen it? Seen it?
I started about 20 minutes ago. Not 20 minutes ago. I started 20 minutes into it and then I stopped. I didn't think.
I had to turn it off too.
Yeah, that's pretty deep. And then and Social Hack. That one was the one that, and I ain't think about it. And was like, yeah, Dre, you should have known about that. But it was just really highlighted how Trump won the election, right? And the companies that he hired and how they use social media, how they created how they created how to, I mean, I know you guys know this stuff, so I know I'm repeating about, like, basically they can spoon feed you content that they want you to see and make you read that. And they were creating fake groups, fake hate groups, fake anti, you know what I'm saying? It's fake,
I had an experience like that a while back, and I don't even know if this account was real, but it was through the Gemix. Remember that one guy? Breezy posted some lyrics from Ice Cube, and this guy, well, it was.
I remember that, and you was going back and forth
with the Gemix, right?
Yeah.
And so he didn't know it was Breezy. It was just the Gemix.
Right.
This guy came in just really hot, saying it was racist and all this stuff. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I just kind of set him straight. But this is what was interesting. I wasn't the only one, because remember, this was under the Gemix. So when we responded from our personal accounts. We kept, like, the Gemix alone. Claudia, Zamori, Brian, we all responded kind of saying similar things, but he chose me to come in and send me a direct message. And it was the weirdest message. Like, it felt like I was being groomed trying to be taken in to change my mind. It was really strange, but because I am a well-read and I know my shit, he couldn't grab me. But if somebody don't know their history, just the way he came at me, he was like, you know, he made it seem like, oh no, I believe in Black people having the freedom of expression, but I don't think people should be racist. I said, but how do you get to say what a Black person says about racism? You're comparing that to somebody who is racist, saying racist shit. That's the difference. There's a big difference being an oppressed person. And so he was like, no, you know, you are making it seem that way. And that's why it's never, we're talking, like, the way he was wording it, it sounded very kumbaya, but the undertone still was racist. And I told him that. I said, you're just pretending not to be racist, using these nice words. Oh, we're all together. Nobody should be racist. I'm not with that. But the undertone was like, IQ shouldn't say that. But IQ saying the true shit. Why should he? But you don't want to hear the true shit. You, kumbaya, we're all together as long as y'all don't complain. That's what you're saying. But it was a very strange experience, and it really left me unsettled because I never had that kind of conversation. He definitely was on a mission, and I never got to the point, what is it that he really was trying to do? Like, bring me under something?
So that was the whole essence of the whole Cambridge Analytica.
And I think that's what we're talking about. Like, I think a lot of people fell for it. You see them, like, a lot of real people fell for that because, like I said, it sounds really good. We're all together. He's not racist. Look, he let a Black person out of jail. One, but he didn't change the prison system
at all.
Wait a minute. That shit is crazy, right? I think it's crazy how people be thinking about stuff like, oh, well, he released somebody from prison. He can't be racist. Like, nigga, a slave master back in the day in the 1800s, 1700s, he could free anybody he wanted to. Right? I'm gonna release this nigga now. But I'm still keeping 300 slaves. Like, here's another one. Oh, he can't be racist. He has a Black wife. Nigga, you know how many fucking white slave masters was fucking Black women back in the day and had Black babies by them and still was like, yeah, okay. And in the morning time, you're gonna pick a cow and you're gonna pick the shit. Like, you know, people, listen.
It really gave me a bad feeling. Like, that whole conversation, even though, like, I didn't fall for it, like, it to this day, it really left me very unsettled. I'm like, what is going on? This is I never had that experience, but I felt, like I said, like I was being groomed to do something else. And maybe I should have, like, pretended a little, but yeah, I was just so mad. And I'm like, oh, no. And you're just racist. I said, you just as racist as anybody else. You bullshitting. I said, I'm going to leave it at that. Boom. And that was the end of the conversation because I but I was like thinking, you know, I have heard this, because you heard the same exact, what he just was telling me over and over and over and over again. So there are people of color who fallen for it for different reasons. You know, they may not know their history. They may not look at things like what we look at.
Ignorance and poverty. Ignorance and poverty. What you don't know, we're going to drill you on that. And in fact, if you're poor, I'm going to fucking pour into you like, hey, okay, yeah, you give me everything I need, I'm going to give you a little bit of dollars. Same as Vlad TV.
You're my friend. You're my friend. We're good. You're my friend. But it's, you know, it's the little undertones. And I catch on to that. Like, one of my friends, like, he says the little things, and him being a father, he catches them because they live in an all-white area. He said, and it's little things that seem like it's nothing, like it's very, it's not innocent. It's very innocent, but it's not. But it seemed that way. But you gotta catch it. Because if you let one little thing slide, it's little subtle things. And he was saying to me, like, they live in an all-white area, and he said it was something, what they call it, goofy hair or crazy hair or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Non-straight hair.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy hair. Like it was crazy hair day for the kids, right?
Right.
So his son, like the reason it came about, he said, I saw my son and he had like brushed out his hair in this big afro. He's like, why you got your hair? Like you never wear it like that, but it was fine. But he was just asking. And he told, oh, it's crazy hair day. He said, why do you think having an afro is crazy though?
Right.
He said, that little thing, you gotta catch it. Have pride in your hair. Your hair's not crazy. This is my hair, and I like it. There's nothing crazy about it. And he checked them. But that's the kind of things you gotta do. Like, it may seem subtle and innocent.
You gotta nip it in the bud.
But it seeps in your brain, it seeps in your heart, like, now my hair is crazy. He would have walked out like, now my hair is crazy. In his mind, I have crazy hair.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
It's little things, and I think those are the things that we have missed. And a lot, I'm like, I talk to my son about those things. I'm very careful about that because it's those subtle things. I always say, they chip at you, they chip at you, they chip at you. Before you know it, you find yourself saying, how did I get here?
Right.
Like, how did that person wind up believing that? Because they believe that little thing. The next day, oh, well, maybe if you're a little dark, or, oh, it's a joke. Oh, you African and it's funny. Why is that funny?
It kills their self-esteem.
Check all those things. You gotta check it.
Yep.
Yo, I'm gonna give you my last question. I mean, Gemix can, fill in.
Yeah, we can go on.
Because I know Adst said you got to shoot something in Georgetown, something like that.
I just told him I'm gonna get there when I get there, man.
No. This is my last question. One thing that I've noticed is that politicians, we can look at this last presidential election. You had Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, you had Donald Trump. These politicians have made a gallant effort to make sure that they reach out to rap artists. We've seen it from Cardi B to Lil Wayne to Kanye West and all of this. How do y'all feel as artists, producers, contributors to the culture? What comes to your mind? What's evoked? What sparked? Is there any dialogue, conversation that you want to share on that topic?
I would say from my standpoint, I think, of course, I understand it's a business, but I also think you got to have some kind of morals and some kind of standards. You know what I'm saying? Like when I saw Lil Pump up there with Trump, I was like, Kanye. I mean, he's all over the place anyway, but I mean, you just never know what's going on. I understand a lot of that stuff draws attention to what they're doing. A lot of that stuff is pre-planned. Everything has a hidden agenda. I get all that. But I'm just the kind of artist, man. I stand on certain things. And even with the Ice Cube thing, I didn't really want to cancel Ice Cube because I think his show improved to our culture, what he was trying to do. But just the fact that he even thought that Trump would even have, and like, what had he even shown you that he would contribute to an agenda for the black, for the black culture? I understand talking to him doesn't hurt, but just what would make you think that he would follow through with that? That's just how I took that. But I mean, I just think you got to stand on some things, man, and you can't just do everything for the money or for the clout or for the attention, because it'll backfire on you.
Yeah, I agree with Cal.
Yeah.
Word. All right. Breezy, Sawyer, any more questions, or are we letting it set? Are we?
Actually,
Let them go, because we can go on with this conversation. We got conversation over here.
Hey, I hear you. I'm
going to ask two questions real quick. Cal, other than, the few performances down on, Black Lives Matter Square, how has COVID affected Go-Go, with that being such a live performance-driven scene?
Bro, it's been horrible. Luckily, man, like I said, I went to Hampton University. I work for DC government. I work with kids, juvenile probation. I have a 9-to-5. I also do music outside of Go-Go. I move around pretty well. You know what I'm saying? So everybody is not in my position. I play in probably, I would say, arguably, probably one of the most successful go-go bands in the genre. One of the longest standing go-go bands. They've been playing 40 years. So I have people in my band that have never had a job, that have never worked a 9 to 5. I'm one of the youngest people in the band. So for 40 plus years, you have someone that's always performed 3 or 4 times a week for 40 years. And then a pandemic hits, shuts everything down. And for almost a year now, they're out of work. So that's a tragedy. You know, that's a tragedy to people. I mean, some of the people have kids in college. Some of them, you know, go-go can be lucrative to some. So they got some kids in private school. It's a lot of bills add up, man. You know, and it's no insurance, it's no pension in go-go. We got insurance, but there's no pension in go-go. So, I mean, you got to really be crafty with how you save your money. On top of the money aspect of it, that has definitely been a problem with the shows and not being able to do what we do. But we lost some venues, bro. You know, go-go can we can't play without venues, without somewhere safe to play, somewhere with proper parking, somewhere with proper security. All that stuff factors into go-go as well. And on top of that, go-go employed a lot of those people. You know, the bartenders, the security, the cooks, the police presence, the guy that cleans up at the end of the night, the engineer, the guy that brings in the speakers. It's like a chain. So when go-go stopped a lot, you know, definitely. So yeah, it affected us pretty bad, man.
And do you feel that you have the same amount of fans, go-go fans? Do you have the same amount of hip-hop fans as you do go-go fans?
That's a great question. I think I'm in a funny position because me being in such a popular band, I think I don't know if they just my fans or or if they Red Asses. If I was to ever leave Red Asses, I guess I would see. But yeah, I think I'm in a good position because Red Asses has such a cult following, and you know, my thing with coming to the band was to bring in you know, the younger crowd, and I took pride in that. So I think that's a great question. I would say I have more go-go fans in my mind, but rap has taken, you know, with Adst opening up doors in Canada, and with when I look at my numbers from my streaming sites and I see UK and stuff like that, in my mind, it kind of makes me feel like it's a presence there that could rival go-go. But from what I see every week, 1,200, 1,300 people coming every week to see me perform, in my mind, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, go-go Mike got that one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know I didn't get asked those, you know, during that interview, but I wanted to, you know, see what.
That's a great question, though, man. 2 great questions. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man, that you are for giving us your time, man. And Adst, like I said, man, you definitely been a door opener for us, man. And
thank you.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I got y'all, man. It's still some more stuff in the pocket, man. So you know, Cal got stuff coming up.
Definitely.
You heard Tim. Yeah, so we got stuff. So you know, I'm gonna continue to funnel the music to you guys. To me, you guys are a beacon and part of the community, and so you have a platform and people listen. And so, like I always, you know, I tune in because matter of fact, y'all had what was your conversation about? Heavy D. And I don't know if you remember
Ooh, I wish I
Tamari.
could have heard that.
So I don't know if you remember Tamari, and so not the fat check, but y'all were like, nope.
It was good.
Yeah. So y'all were like, nobody beef with Heavy D, and I was like, yo, did y'all see So For Real on the Breakfast Club? But so because you know I couldn't call in to say that, but you know the So For Real was like, that's why Heavy D died because he did us wrong. You know what I'm saying? So, but I say all of that to say I listened to the show. I enjoy the show for the commentary.
Oh, thank you. Oh,
facts. Heavy D's in my top 10. Facts.
Scratch texting us. You know that's. I'll be like, oh Lord. And if it's really off, we have a meeting and he gonna talk to us like for like an hour. You got it wrong.
You know what, man? And
we know better now, but like sometimes, like if we're not sure, we're just not gonna say it.
Right.
Get on him whenever we get back to normal life, because you know when Pharaoh Munch came down here, for the 20th anniversary for Internal Affairs. Y'all should have been there. I didn't even know he was there. I forgot he produced on the album. He's there. Y'all should have been in that joint for free chilling.
Oh yeah.
It's all good, man. It's all good. We here. We gonna make this shit happen. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
We gonna make it happen.
Yeah.
But Cal,
we have plans to do a lot of other stuff, like, and COVID just.
Yeah, it messed up everybody, man. Trust me. We
Terrible,
all had plans.
We were gonna start going up to New York and recording from Scratch's studio. He was gonna start coming down more.
Yeah.
We were gonna do like really like do other stuff, like start putting the Gemix into a different arenas.
We still are. We still are.
Yeah, mine is setback.
Yeah, y'all got the infrastructure, and y'all gel well. You don't run your show like an amateur, and you guys know what you're doing. And I don't know whether if you pre-plan, but I've been in situations where it's been terrible, and you could tell either they're not prepared, or you come to an interview and you're like, why am I here? And you don't know anything about it. So
we're lucky that way. We just live this. So honestly, we just be like, it always. I can't think of a show where it hasn't worked other than I'm the only thing I'm bad about. If I'm high, I don't speak. In my mind,
right.
I think I'm being engaging. When we first started, we were doing video.
Three shows.
We were doing video, right? The first show, and I really thought I was engaging. You see the show the whole time. I'm like, that's one time, and then I was in recovery. I was really tired, and I was like, I just fell asleep. Like, I can't do that no more. I can't be drinking and smoking because then I get sleepy, and I literally. But they'll keep it going. You'll never know that happened. Like, we'll just keep it going, or be high, just high, period.
Yeah.
But we're just lucky that way. We, like you say, we mesh very well. We know how to. We talkers.
Y'all got it, man. Y'all got it.
Friends, like we communicate every day. Like we just be texting each other.
Oh yeah, we text all day long, every day, joke around. All that.
Like that's just how we are.
So. I study. Like there are so many that I had about the video. There's things that I want to know for myself because I always watch things with different eyes and I always pick up on things. So just watching your 3.5 minute video. I swear I watched it like 30 times a day. Cause I always saw something before and I wanted to ask questions about it. So and anything you send to us, or even when we interview people, I do like a week's worth of studying.
That's dope.
No,
That's
real,
dope.
man.
We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Like the gist of the genius, like
he is definitely the jeller. Like he brings the subjects and all this stuff.
Samari, the resident health official.
Yeah. Samari just also well-rounded knowledge.
Surfer.
Also has his own
Conspiracy theorist.
Yes.
We all are.
I tell you, Samari, because Samari hit me. I was like, oh yeah. I was listening. I was like, yeah, I taped it. You know what I'm saying? So I was listening to you guys in the car that day. You know what I'm saying? So
that's hilarious. That's what's up.
Oh, yeah, I download. Because I actually got the app. I downloaded the app. So
dope.
Yeah, I got the app too. So
I got to send it. I'm gonna have to cut that part right there and send that to Scratch right there.
No doubt. But when you send the link, send the link and I'll send it to guys. And if you do have this or whatever, I'll share it with the guys because this is content, man. So this would be dope content for all of us.
Absolutely.
Thank
y'all so much for having me, man.
This whole segment that we did, I'm gonna send it to you.
All right,
cool.
That's what's up. Let's get it.
All
right. So anything y'all need from me, just let me know, man. I'm always here.
Love y'all. Good to meet y'all. Appreciate y'all. We family now.
100%.
All right. Okay. Everybody take it easy. All right. Peace.
Love.
All right.
That was great.
I love it. That was dope.
That was great.
Yeah.
That was great. That was really good. I love that. They're like, oh, y'all always prepared. We are doing a good job.
Shout out to Breezy. Breezy be digging. He be digging into the X-Files.
Yeah, man. Like I promise you, man. Like I literally watched that video like hella times now because I watch it and I'll see something. Oh, I gotta ask about that. Then I'll play it. Oh, I gotta ask about that. Then I'll start all over again and watch it again. There was like at least like 15 questions I had about the video alone.
Right.
That was a good. I felt like that was a really nice conversation that when we talked about.
Oh hell yeah, man.
So sorry. Definitely send that to them, chop it up into like say 3-minute intervals, and put it on our Facebook and you know what I'm saying, and Facebook and Twitter.
Okay, so all right, so that whole like probably okay, so we're on the 2 hour mark. So that 1 hour segment, chop that up into like little 3-5 minute segments, post them incrementally.
And throughout the week or every other day.
Okay.
Everything.
All right. Cool. I'll definitely do that, man. And I'm gonna send them the whole thing. Excuse me, because I promised them that. I'm gonna send them the whole thing. Damn, excuse me. Shit. Shit. But yeah, no, that's what's up. Yeah, now this was dope. This was dope. I really had this was a dope interview.
I had fun.
I think this is a good way to end the year because we're like what, December? What's today's date? The 17th.
Yeah.
And we still haven't even done our year-end wrap-up because, I keep my tallies. So, I keep all the events.
Man, this year is going to be like 3 years put together.
I keep all the events tallied up. So, whenever, I don't know if y'all want to drop it on New Year's Day. I don't know if y'all want to just come by and just record. I got the heat on now, so y'all ain't going to be freezing. So if you want to come by and, record, we could,
Yeah, maybe we can do that Saturday. That'd be
Saturday. We could do it. It would just have to be after. So I work this weekend, but I can do it after. I get off at 7 o'clock, so we could do it after 7 o'clock.
Well, I'm going to Atlanta next week on the 22nd. I'll be back on the 30th.
Okay. What are you doing this Saturday?
I'm free after work.
Okay. All right.
Damn. How about Sunday? Because I'm supposed to get off at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
And hopefully I don't have any late deliveries. But then I also want to see, which I'm mad, the Too Short E40 starts at 8 o'clock Eastern, Standard Time.
Wow.
Oh, that's right. It do start.
Want to do it, Sunday, or if you want to do it Monday, I'm good.
All right, so I'm definitely going to be off. I'm going to be off either Monday or Tuesday because whenever I work the weekend, I get either Monday off or Tuesday off. It just depends on.
Well, so you're out. Yeah, I'm leaving like 4 o'clock Tuesday morning, so I can't do it. I can't do it Tuesday.
All right, so maybe Monday if I can. This is what we'll do. When I go to work tomorrow, I'm gonna find out if I'm able to have Monday off. If not, then we can probably.
I have to do it virtually. I just won't be able to be there, but we can still do it though.
Yeah, but I kind of want to do like a I kind of want to do like if we do the whole roundup, the whole year roundup. I kind of want to have us like all at the table.
Now, tell me what y'all think. I love the idea for that year roundup.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, do you want to do that and we could do like a whole hour and a half, whatever. Put that on our social medias. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, of course, we have to put it on social media.
No, the point is that would be made strictly for social media, and we could just do like a regular Gemix show for Scratch Vision, because because now we can really show people us.
Right. So I think definitely the full year roundup, that's social media. Mm-hmm. I think if you maybe we can pull. I think we should do like a year and wrap. Maybe what we could do is this: we could do a year and wrap up of just entertainment, music entertainment wise, for Scratch Vision.
Mm-hmm.
But like my year and wrap up, this it's like it's everything. It's like election, it's boxing.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. That's perfect. Yeah.
All right. So we'll do it that way. We'll do it that way then. So tomorrow I'll find out what day if I'm off. If I'm off on Monday or Tuesday. If it's Monday, we can shoot at my crib. If I get off on Tuesday, then I'll wait for you to come back, and then we'll just do it that way.
All right. So yeah, my mother's birthday is Christmas Day. My dad's 9th. That's why I'm coming back on the 30th.
When's your dad's birthday?
December 30th.
Oh wow! So you got a big Christmas week. What you getting your parents for Christmas?
So my mom, mom's like, she sent me a picture last week. Like, son, I know you're not working and everything, so you don't have to worry about, getting the, dad and I something big. But she sent me a picture of like, it's a black-owned cosmetic line. So then she went from that sold in Target, and she wants like 2 of them. So together, they total like $30. So I'll get her that, and I got her a tote bag that I know that she would like. And my dad, I know what to get my dad. I just had a chance to get it. My dad's a techie, so anything, tech with bells and whistles on, anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
That should be nice.
Nice.
What you got planned, Samori? Just.
All right. So I am off Christmas Day. I do work Christmas Eve day shift. So.
Are you good then? Day shift?
Yeah, day shift. But I already know how. I know how 95 South works. Even if I get off at 3 p.m., I'm not going to get into Hampton until probably about 9 p.m. But I have Christmas Day off. And that's all that matters, just to be with my moms,
Whenever I drive to Georgia,
yeah,
I always leave at like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it makes a hell of a difference, man. A hell of a difference, So, I mean, that's it really. I'm trying to figure, I don't know what to get my mom though. Like, I don't know what else to get her. Like, I'm like, yo, I need to figure out when you've gotten everything that, when your parents are at the age that our parents are at, you're like, yo, what have I gotten them that's not a repeat or it's not normal or unique, non-unique, or, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
How can I celebrate and ornament their value with appreciation and reverence, celebration and happiness and joy and love, and something that I haven't done yet. Like, that's the thing that gets me, And like, you know what? Maybe I just might have to write my own speech. And I believe, because the thing is, my mom always loves my writing. I might just have to write my own speech and just sit her down and just read my life to her.
Oh, that would be sweet.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what I might do.
On the top.
Maybe that's what I might do.
All right.
Your brother coming up, or he's not?
I doubt he's coming because he's about to close on his house.
Shit.
Yeah, he about to close on his house. His first time. It'll be his first time home buyer. So he's got a lot of stuff to do.
Did he stay with that lady that you were into?
No.
Good. So it's by himself.
Exactly. I was like, yo, you don't look. I was like, look, you better not. I was like, You already know mom ain't having it. You already know I ain't having it. Like, yo, she already got her own crib. You ain't on her deed at all. There's no reason for her to even be on your shit. Like, nigga, this is your shit.
There you go.
Yo. Nothing else to be said. He's like, no, I got you. It is what it is. I feel you. We there. I'm like, good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was wondering. That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he good now. Hey,
Oh, he's very good. He's very good. He gonna get his shit free and clear. Like, he ain't even gonna be paying mortgage. That's the good shit. In the South, in Alabama, where he at, it ain't even like he getting his shit like straight off. Like, nigga, my shit's just straight paid for.
Where you live?
Huntsville.
Yeah, I got family in Huntsville.
Yeah, I know. I remember you said that. Next time we head south, we might have to make a road trip together.
Okay.
No, real talk.
I'm with it.
You know. So that's what's up.
Wow, that's what's up.
Yeah. How's Andre doing?
That's your bro.
Mm-hmm. How Andre doing?
Oh, he's doing good. He, it's been kind of cool because I see him literally every day because he comes to walk Buddha. I'm still not able. I'm out of any dangerous thing, but it still hurts. Like I still hear, like stretching the muscles. So if Buddha pulls me, it's gonna hurt. I was feeling good. Like I went to pick up a bag of groceries. It was like it had water in it, little heavy. And I could feel like, oh, I'm not ready for prime time yet. Like it's still a little, if I push myself, it hurts. It's not gonna like, I'm not pushing myself, but I'm just saying like, so he comes every day pretty much. Here and there, sometimes I put Buddha out like right up front to use the bathroom if Andre can make it. But for the most time, he comes like twice a day, walks Buddha in the morning. So I get to talk to him and everything. He seems to be doing well. Like, he stresses out sometimes, but, I just talk to him. I'm like, man, try to be there for him. For Christmas, I'm going to get some food for us, like to cater, so they don't worry about cooking anything. We're not gonna worry about Ruby talk about don't use my oven.
Mm-hmm.
We're not, because
right.
Like, yeah, I don't think you would. That's what she did, Brian, for Thanksgiving. We were trying to like warm up food, cook a little bit. She started fussing because she didn't want us to use the oven on Thanksgiving.
Huh?
Like, her whole thing is, in her mind, she feels that we're taking over her house or we're trying to take something from her. So she starts panicking and like, well, why do you have to use my oven? Why do we have to have Thanksgiving here? Like, just,
What?
Well, she has Alzheimer's.
Yeah, I know that.
That's the kind of stuff you got to deal with. And I'm just sitting there like, we have to eat. He said, well, why we have to eat here? Because we're going to eat. Well, why we have to use the oven? Like, just, she starts focusing on some other stuff. Like, you're like, oh my God. It's crazy.
I'm sorry that happened.
Yeah, like, and it's rough. And I don't deal with that every day. They do. Andre, his cousin do, because they go there every day.
Right.
So I figure if I get them some food, and so they don't even have to worry about it, like, I thank you, because they're doing a great job. Honestly, they really are. I know it's hard on them, and she fusses, and sometimes she screams because she feels like, they're trying to take something away from her, whatever it may be. It could be simple things. She started screaming at his cousin because she she starts hiding things like trash bags. And Gene was like, well, I know where you keep the trash bags. And she got really mad because he found the trash bags. It seems really simple, but she's really mad. Well, why do you need to use my stuff? Like, she takes everything so another level. And one day, during Thanksgiving, the nurse took off for a day. And so Andre asked me if she could come over here for the day. And I was like, that's fine. And it was rough because, I didn't know, I wasn't prepared. So I was like working upstairs. And then of all the days, I've been fine every other day. That day I got sick and I started throwing up. Why? I don't know. So I was like, oh my God. And then I could not even look like I was sick. She'll start panicking. So I'm sitting here on the couch and all we did was watch Family Feud all day long. And if I heard one more time how handsome Steve Harvey was, I was going to scream. I was like, I have never watched so much Family Feud in my life for literally hours, but that's all she likes to watch. And I'm sitting there like, okay. And then she's like, he's just so handsome. I'm like, oh. Over and over. And then once she started getting antsy, she was like, well, I want to, I got to go home and get ready for the doctor's appointment. I said, it's 20 hours from now, Ruby. You got plenty of time. But she has no concept. Sometimes she'll understand and sometimes she don't. All she knows is that she's not home. And then she feels like you're trying to keep her there. And she's like, well, I'm going to start walking. I'm like, Ruby, you can start walking. Andre's going to come pick you up. You're going to go home. Don't worry. And then she just, once she get in that mode, it's like I'm just going to start walking. And I'm just sitting there like, remember, I'm sick. I was like, oh my God. So I would try to change her mind, talk about something else. I got her to focus on my plants. So I gave her that as a project to take all the dead leaves off. So that kept her going for a while. She was happy, something she enjoys, give her something to do. So that was good. Okay. Right. But she was ready to go. And she just could not understand. And she starts, I'm going to call my brother. I'm going to call. And I'm like, they don't even know how to get around themselves. I'm just like, oh, they deal with this every day. So they're doing a good job. I know how difficult it is for all of it. And I just keep telling Andra, I say, you are learning so many lessons right now, you don't even know. I say, you really are. I say, I know it doesn't make sense, but it will. One day it's going to click and you're like, you're doing what you're supposed to. And that's it. You're doing the best you can, and that's all we can ask you. And you're doing a good job at that.
Or it will.
There's no manual to this. That's it. But I know it's hard for him. It's hard. He already saw his grandfather go through this, and to go watch her go through this is rough. And she just, all day long, she thinks somebody's going to take something from her.
Yeah. But at the same time, you said she doesn't know or she doesn't think she has Alzheimer's, right?
No.
That's the hard part.
You could tell her. It doesn't compute. It doesn't compute. She just, her whole focus is just, she talks about the people that have died. And, she always talking about her stomach hurting. And then they take her to the doctor. She's perfectly fine. So Andre's like, I don't know when to take her seriously because sometimes she'd be like, ow, ow, ow. And
see,
there's nothing wrong with her.
What you have to condition Andre to is that he's not necessarily committed, but he's indebted to what's called a labor of love. You know, it's called a labor of love. No, he's not. He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to be committed. But there's love that was poured into him to where he is today. There's a lot of sacrifices from when he couldn't fend for himself, and now the same people that poured into him when he was able to fend for himself are no longer able to fend for themselves. He has to pour the love back into them, and that's what he has to get.
Yeah, I think he pretty much got it. I think like with him coming every day and us talking, like it's really giving him an outlet for him to let some of the frustrations out. And I can see he feels better. Like when he leaves, he's like, okay, he had a chance to put things in perspective and let it out. You know, it's a lot, and I get it. But for the most part, he's doing good. So he comes every day. He sits in the morning after walking Buddha. We sit and talk, and sometimes at night, you know, and we just talk about, you know, everything. He asks me how I'm doing, how I'm feeling, and all that good stuff. And that's it. But I'm happy that I get to see him as often. Like sometimes I would at least see him once or twice a month, but you know, now it's like, cause he has to come, like, I'm like, at least I get to see him every day, you know, with the COVID and everything and all of it. So we get to really have more conversations. And I think that's helpful, like for our relationship too. So all I can do is be here for him at this point. And he knows I am.
All right. Cool. Well, listen, let me go ahead and Breezy, you need anything to say before I close this out?
No, I'm about to get higher.
Nigga. How much higher can you get? Shit, nigga.
Hey, look, I'll find out.
Hey, you know, it's one of those things. I'm gonna have to, you know, I be into my sci-fi shit. I'm gonna have to sit down and sound check into the universe to see if anything reverberates back. Shit. Hey.
Oh, you know, when I told y'all that I got proof of unemployment benefits?
Yeah.
How about when I was able to submit for my first week, I was thinking that I was approved.
Right.
So I checked, you know, after about the time that I thought I was going to get paid.
Yeah.
It was a note. It was like, nah, you know, I was ruled ineligible. Long story short, it literally took me a whole month of November.
Oh, shit.
To get it straight. So last week, I got my first 2 checks.
Okay.
Last week, so.
Dope.
You know.
That's dope. And I think there's more. I think there's more checks coming. I think when I read I don't know if it was Biden's joint, but it was some, I think it might have been Biden's joint. I think there's more coming. They're supposed to be increasing it. So that's good. You know. I want you to stay on your joint. And don't forget, man, there's still positions open at the fucking hospital, man. Like I'm looking, I be walking by them shits every day. I be looking, I'm like, ain't nobody feel them shits yet.
Don't forget about Paca too.
Thank you.
Yeah, no,
I straight up forgot about Pocket. Thank you.
Yeah.
Soil, text me in the morning time to remind me. Can you please text me in the morning to remind me?
I will. She is having a time.
Yeah, text me in the morning time, like for like 6:30 in the morning.
I will. I usually wake up. I don't be trying to wake up, but now that I end up like getting. I'm not as bad anymore, but I'm starting to like. I be getting tired.
Mhm.
By 11 o'clock, I'm like, oh my god. But I'm starting to get. I'm closer to my energy now. Like I'm feeling just this tight on my stomach. Oh my god! Like, go away! I'm so ready for my. And I'm trying to tell you, it's not pain. It's just uncomfortable. It's almost like when you're sore, but I can't even explain it. It's like when you're sore when you have exercised too much, and you're really sore
Yeah.
on my muscles in my stomach, and like it's just a tight feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Oh, I'm like, come on. I'm ready for this to be done. I'm just ready for it to be done. I'm like so over the waiting around. But what is it? Around Christmas, it'd be 2 months, 8 weeks. I'm like, I feel it like sometimes it's still like swollen, not as bad, but you could feel it. It's still a little swollen. I'm like, oh my God.
Right.
I'm ready. But I'll be ready in the summer.
Oh, you about to be showing off.
Nah, I just be glad it won't be hurting at that point.
Right.
Shit. You all just don't know, man. This shit is not a game.
All right.
All right, fam. Well, listen, I'm gonna close it out, and I'll chop it. I'm gonna chop everything up right now.
All right,
Okay.
y'all have a good one.
Thank you.
Bye.
Love y'all.
Love
Bye,
you.
y'all.